Patron, take them away.
Okay guys, hope you're well. We're going to look at Euro Pound this morning. It's not a particular product I look at a lot, but my sheet has pulled it out, so we're going to look at it. So let's have a little bit of a shout. And the Wanda sitting next to me isn't shouting because, as normal, she's filling her face.
Only because you had yours.
No, I haven't had mine. I asked for mine and we went down the list. Coffee, sex, sleep, sex, chat. And she came up with shopping. This is not good. Why can't we have sex?
I thought you were busy.
Oh, I'm never too busy. It's the month of love, boys and girls. It's February. It's Valentine. There's got to be small mercy. Are we going to have sex? Wait.
So have you got something for Valentine, have you?
Well, I've got something for you, all right.
I like it that one.
I wish you'd fall into something. Right, okay. Sorry. She is a little perv, by the way. I mean, she puts Cher and Britney Spears on and she goes off on one.
You
Yeah, you do.
I'm with you.
She's there licking the screen and everything. She's terrible. You are, actually. You are.
I thought you were busy, Trin.
Oh, I got sidetracked.
You're easily sidetracked.
Right, okay. Let's have a little look at this. Now, this morning, we were having a good bit chat, and we do it each morning in a morning call here, and the sort of today's will be up shortly. And within it, we were discussing strength, Forex strength. Now today we were looking, and it's pulled out Euro Pound here. There's a good one. And it's also telling me to look at a 4-hour chart. And then if I have a little look to see what's going on, well, the pound, it's kind of in the top three. It's getting better. And the euro is pretty low. But then when we look here, they're both kind of tittering around a little bit. Okay. Now, when I'm looking at this, I also sort of build out and put in the bias, which I've actually shown the guys already. So you can kind of see it there. So they know exactly what I'm looking at right now, at this moment in time. And what we can see, it's telling me to sell it, because it is on a sell at the moment. It's telling me it's B, which is relatively good. But it's kind of telling me to wait. So I've got time to analyze it a little bit. Okay. Now, if you haven't done a journal, I do recommend that you have a journal. I use this, and if I sort of flick it into a clean sheet, you can kind of see what it is that we do. So you put your date in, your balance, etc. I've shaded mine out because obviously I don't want you to see what my account is. But this will work out how much you're investing into a trade, how big your trade is. Put your P&L in there. It'll work out the pips, your ratios, etc. But it also works out roughly how much per point you want to be working on as well. So I do implore that you use one of these, okay? Because they genuinely help you. So let's get this back onto what we're looking at. Why would it be a sell? Well, let's have a little look. Well, if we go out to the daily and just looking at a clean chart, you can see it's selling. Until the chart tells you otherwise, it's selling. Now, at the moment, if we are looking at sort of yesterday's levels, well, there's the low point. It's already cracked through it. So is it a reasonable point that it's going to come and find a next point? Well, that will be there. Very, very simple. Working off this. Now we can just draw a fib on it. Now I prefer solid levels, one thing and another, but if I'm building up, bang on the 50%. Right, where's the 61? Well, what do we know? It's at a stall point as well, so I can put another level there. So I'm already boxing the price just using a basic fib. So if that is pushing down, there's a high probability it's coming here. If it's going back on itself, there's a high probability it's coming there. So without doing anything, I've got an arena. Right, 4 hour. Same move, maps, nice solid drop down. Well, nothing wrong with that. What else can we see? Well, that's lining up perfectly with that sort of swing point. Take it to an hourly. Well, what do we know? That looks like a lovely downtrend popping here. Let us just take some of these off, and I'm going to put a pivot on. Just as a point of interest while we're here, you can see that Bollinger starting to flare out from a sausage point. That shows reaction. So we'll get rid of that as well. Whoops, sorry. Because I want to see a clean chart. Put your pivot on just so you can see what's going on. It's held below, hasn't quite hit S1. We know if it holds below that, it'll have a go at it. So my sheet's telling me to wait, so there's no reason why I can't wait for this to retrace a little bit and then get in for it to come back down again, because that's the general motion of the market. Just pull that out a little bit. Now I want to see how far that can go. Right, it's coming back up to the 50. Live with that. So I can now start putting in some good entry exits. Just like so. Okay. Put that in. Sorted. Everybody's happy. 1, 2, 3, 4 entry points. 5 as a saving grace. And then down to here to get 5, 6 pips, because this market doesn't move that quick. So just take this down to 15 minutes, see where we are. I'm going to take the pivot off. I'm not really bothered about that because I've got my order points in. It's all nicely mapped out. Yeah, looks pretty darn good. Let's have a look, see what we got up here. It's coming down. That could be, that's getting better. Yeah, so out here is a good point, I would have thought. So I'm going to put an order there. I'm going to put one underneath on here as well, and it'll trigger one or the other. So just put that in. I'm just going to put that order onto there, just like so. That'll get me my 50 quid. If I want to sort of hold on to it, run down there, it's like 150 quid. I'm going to put another order here just in case it doesn't get that high up, and whichever one triggers first, I'll just delete the other one. It's that simple. Just drop that down to there, just like so, and that's that. That's all we need to do. Very, very simple way to trade, and that's just built up in front of you looking at basic market structure. So talking of market structures, I'm going to just let this run out just like so. I'm going to have my coffee, play with the wench, and see you when it's done. Okay, guys, that's my job done. It did pretty much what I wanted it to do. I pulled the stops in because I could see the reversal on the horizon, which is here. And as you can see, it's bounced up, but it paid me. And that's all I'm bothered about. There we go. Got me 50 quid for a couple of hours. And as you can see, that's bouncing right the way up. If I didn't take the money when it was offered, it would now be gone. So you've got to be a little bit careful with trading and when you're day trading and understanding the markets. And you just take what you want. Now, I did it simply for the guys in the squad. I just put this through here because I pulled it up in this morning call and it came from the strength sheet that I was showing the guys and what I showed you earlier on. And I can only talk if I've done it. It's that simple. I always speak from experience, not hypothetical, rollback charts or any of the crap that you normally see. It's in the moment, backing up what I say beforehand. Now, to me, that's fair, and that's it. That's my trading. It's what I do. Should you be a generalist where you're looking at multiple markets? Maybe not. Probably best off being a specialist where you look at maybe one or two markets but know them really well and get used to them. I only really look at a handful of baskets personally when I'm trading on my own. But when it comes to the guys, if anything's ever mentioned, I feel duty bound to back it up. And I don't think there's many traders out there will do that. Maybe it's why my channel doesn't do very well. Because I don't do what the norm is. The norm is to show flashy lights, the big car, huge positions that are just stupid. And not really. It's more play for the camera than actual trading. I try to show you it as it should be, in the moment. You know, I have a good size account, but can I trade some of the figures that people talk about? No. And I'll tell you for why. I ain't stupid. You know, if you got anything more than 20 quid a point and your account is less than 25,000, you are putting yourself in a world of pain because it doesn't take long for those figures to rack up. Think about it. 20 quid a point. Every 5 points, it's 100. Doesn't take long to knock 1,000 out. And suddenly your 25 grand account has a big hole in it very quickly. Being conservative is the game. I can trade 20, 25 pound a point, but my account is a hell of a lot bigger than any 25,000 pounds. So I can take it. And to give you an idea, when people ask me about risk tolerances and things like that, I'm happy with about 5% risk. But 1,000 to 1,500 is a shade over 1% of what I can lose. So I don't mind trades going against me because in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't damage my account too much. Because there's a very old saying, it takes money to make money. And that is so true. And the hardest part of trading is understanding that concept when you've got a small account. If you're building a small account, small increments is not shameful. In fact, it's sensible. So if you've got £100 and you put a fiver on it every day, that growth is outstanding. It really is outstanding. But you'll always have the clown who will mock it. And go, it's only a fiver. Let those guys watch the showboarders. You know, the Barclays sleazeball, the sort of animated guy with the second homes in the swimming pools, and the ones that will just say, oh, look, I've just bought my latest Lamborghini. Jesus Christ. It's a dirty industry we're in. Treat it with sensibility and you'll be fine. Look for the flashy lights. Just go to a casino, because that's all you're doing. And that's it. But trading can give you a good life if you treat it as a job. There you go. Sermon according to Scruff. Cherish your thoughts. Drop it down in the comments. Like it if you like this thing. Share it to your friends. See if it grows. And we'll see if we can build some form of community together. I do have a love-hate relationship with the channel in the sense that I try genuinely to help you guys. And I don't know whether that's happening or not, to be honest. There's a handful I genuinely know it does. And because of that handful, I am here. That's why I do this. To help them and make them move forward. And maybe not fall into some of the mistakes that I've made. It's kind of why I've introduced Ask Scruff on a Sunday. And I'll keep it going as long as I think it's worthwhile. Drop me an email if you can't make it, and I'll read the email out and answer the question. Or just come along, because it will be live. You can talk to me directly, and I'll see if I can put you on the right path. Can't be any fairer than that. Sunday night, GMT time, about 7 o'clock. Ask Scruff. So as always, guys, trade well, keep your risk managed, but above all, do what you love, and the money will follow. See you all in the next one.